Hey gang, how y'all doing today? I am doing great. I wanted to share with you something that I thought was really a nice little lesson. I saw a Jeff Mackerlane video on Surefire called Blues Arpeggios, of all things. What do you know? Sort of, I'd say sort of beginner to intermediate sort of lesson. And I thought it had some nice ideas in it. So I want to show you a little bit of that. I've adapted it to a different key and different fingerings. And just want to show you that to you. Basically, the idea here is, boy, if I can learn how to play a couple of simple arpeggios, I can, in the blues at least, be pretty much guaranteed that over any chord, I can play a chord tone. And you know, that's a all those tones, all those notes are going to sound great to land on. So, you know, it's kind of a surefire way of getting there to play the arpeggio. If you're playing a seventh arpeggio over a seventh chord, guaranteed by definition to hit a chord tone. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to be doing this in the key of E instead of A, like everybody else does. So we'll do it in the key of E, and of course those chords are E7, A7, and B7. So we're going to need our A7, B7, and E7 arpeggios. I've tabbed those up for you down below. Now I've only put it in one position. That's the position that we're going to use. That's the position at the 7th fret. Okay? So first things first, let's talk about the arpeggios. Let's just go over them. And I like to connect arpeggios with the chords that they are playing over in the position. Okay, so the first one is going to be the E7 arpeggio. And that's going to be based on the E that has its root on the 5th string, 7th fret. Now there's a couple of them. There's this one, but that's not the one we're going to do. We're going to do this one right here. It's kind of like the A7 shape, but you're just bringing it all the way up to the 7th fret. Okay, so that's our chord. Let's take a look at our arpeggio, remembering that I've got it on the tab. All right, we're going to start here, 5th string, 7th fret. And it's spelled out, E7 is spelled out E, G sharp, right? Then B, then D. And then it's going to repeat. We'll come down. All right, so that's our E7 arpeggio. You might want to take a little bit of time to familiarize that yourself with that. Now we're going to do an exercise shortly on kind of solidifying that, and then we'll do some improvisation. All right, so that's the E7. Here's our A7. Now the A7 is based off of this chord, all right, which is kind of like our little guy D7 chord, and we're bringing it all the way up to the 7th fret. All right, so it's that chord right there. Root is on the 4th string, 7th fret. Here we go. So we've got A, C sharp, E, and G. And we'll come down on that 5th fret. If we wanted to, we could come down on the 6th fret too. But let's just come down to that 5th, which is that E note. All right, so that's our A7 arpeggio. Any of those notes, you'll notice if I play an A chord, all of those sound great over that chord. All right, last but certainly not least is the B7, and I've kind of saved the best for last because this last position is really a useful one. So we've got B, all right, we've got D sharp, we've got F sharp, and we've got A, right? So, and then we're going to repeat it. And then we'll just play on the 1st string. All right. Now, remember I've got it tabbed up, and you can practice those and just kind of familiarize yourself with them. Okay, so now we're going to do a simple exercise to help you familiarize yourself with this. Now, this is called a voice leading exercise. Fancy words for just saying, I'm going to play the arpeggio over the chord that fits. And instead of playing from the root note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play to the closest note that I can. You'll see what I mean as I play it, but I'm going to start out in an E, and then when it flips over to A, I'm going to play the A arpeggio, but I'm not going to necessarily start on the root. I'm going to start on the note that's closest. Now, this might be an exercise that you do after you familiarize yourself with some of the arpeggios themselves. I would say also you want to play this pretty slowly so you get it. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to put on an E blues backing track here. Here we go. All right, so you get the idea, and you can play it very, very slowly at first. You can even play it slower than what I was doing, and then gradually speed it up. But I would say play it over a nice, slow blues. All right, so I think that's about it. I think that and that exercise and the arpeggios are going to give you some good basis for chord tones. You can obviously then learn those arpeggios in different positions, figure out your own fingering for it. Or if you like this, maybe we'll do some more of it. I don't know. You can let me know, and we'll see if we do some more of it. Okay? All right, gang. Well, we're going to take this out with a little simple improv using some of those arpeggios. We'll try and stick close to them. No guarantees, but we'll try and stick to the arpeggios, okay? So anyway, we'll see you on down the road. Here we go, E backing track.